Okay, first off, you completely redone the GAAR guidelines as we knew it in a few months back. So, what is the big thought, which drove such radical change?
We in the committee did not start off as that we will come with a radical change. Neither did I myself personally see that as driving a radical change. It appears that is the assessment, and the point was that we took it as a tax matter, looked at the international experiences of how GAAR has been prepared for and then implemented. Since this is a very international taxation matter, we thought that we should make it comparable to those experiences. And we also looked at how in the 2009 DTC some of these matters were considered, and we sort of didn't necessarily bring those back, but saw what was the motivation behind them. And then I think we went a little further to reflect further developments in the last 4 years or so, 3-4 years internationally, what is happening. And that is how we came to this view, the recommendations that we've made as a committee.
Okay, the other point that we have seen is a strand that comes through, is that FIIs seem to have been favored over FDI. What was the rationale behind, giving a greater preference to them?
No. Here, FDI's issues and will come through in our second report in a way, because indirect transfers, some of it will be in the form of FDI and so on, and so we will be looking at FDIs in that part.
Okay, so it's not that it's been preferred over.
Yeah.
I see. Because it's not, you're also an economist, a macroeconomist. So it's not that, in your head, you're also looking that there has been a lot of destabilization of Indian policy in the eyes of a foreign investor. There's a lot of history. So it's, in your mind, it was not there that, I need to give this reassurance out, send this message out that India is a rules-based society. Was it that, so that keep the foreign inflows?
No, I don't think it was just foreign investors that we are rule-based, but I think that there was an imperative in the committee and the committee members as a whole that we want to show and want to establish a recommendation that we have to go back to a rule-based regime, and which will bring the uncertainty. And that is also not only for foreign investors, but it is also for domestic investors.
And the other thing you have done is you have drawn from the Supreme Court verdict in the Vodafone case to their argument that commercial substance should also be taken into account when you assess any alleged tax evasion or not. So in a sense, you are giving a bridge to this new regime in North Block to rebuild burnt bridges as far as Supreme Court goes. Fair thought?
We didn't link it to the Supreme Court idea, but we took some of the language from there because that will be easily understood. But there we actually looked at comparative cases in other countries where economic substance and some of the pillars of economic substance, arrangements, how long you've been here, how long have you paid tax, right from the beginning, do you have some arrangement for exit or how you will exit. So these are ingredients of what other jurisdictions have also incorporated in looking at GAAR, and so we have said that they are not exclusive, but in a holistic sense you have to consider them to see if it is just a tax benefit kind of arrangement or whether it had other economic motivation substance in it.
One very compelling thought which came through from the panel was this idea that the panel which will approve the GAAR cases will have 2 members who are non-government. This in a statutory body, we think it's unheard of. Do you think India is ready for such radical change?
Yes, I think so, because what we have suggested is from the outsiders, the external members would be knowledgeable in income tax matters. And they will come from very specific fields that are like economics and accountancy and so on. they would have to know the income tax field. I mean, you cannot be, let's say, a very specific field of economics or where you are not familiar with the details of income tax. And we've also said that the chairman will be a High Court judge. And we have said there will be 2 chief commissioners of income tax, 1 chief commissioner and 1 commissioner, if not 2 chief commissioners.
Okay, finally, I believe today is your last day as director at ICRIER. So what are your future plans?
Interesting. I have given up the directorship and chief executiveship because I felt that compared to when I came, at this point, ICRIER is in a very good position in terms of its finances, in terms of the research projects that we have. We have many new research projects, and in various areas in which ICRIER's strategy lies. And I myself am conducting and started 2 projects, large projects in the area of taxation in the context of competitiveness, how taxation affects competitiveness or tax administrative aspects. And one of them is survey of compliance costs, and it's a large survey that we have to conduct, and so it will take a very intrinsic effort. So I want to focus on that. So I'll be hanging around here, I suppose, and doing those projects. Another one, in fact, delves on a growing dialogue between tax administrators and stakeholders, which is not the usual culture, in groups, not one-on-one. And then several research papers will be written by tax administrators and academic researchers. So that's also a new kind of a concept. So I have these research projects which I want to focus on.
All part of the ICRIER?
It's under the ICRIER banner. Okay. So I'll be here.
Very nice. Very best. Wish you all the very best.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.